River. Good morning, Rubba Bubba. Good morning, River. Yeah, good boy. All right.
This is technically our first round because the other round ended too quick.
It did end a little bit too quickly.
Like everything was going bad, you know?
Guys, today's training is mostly strength-based. Really excited about this. I'm going to do a little bit of a warm-up here. I've got my +1 resistance band. This is actually a company run by my cousin and her husband, so take a look into them. We're in the yellow today, which is kind of interesting. I had mentioned in my last video that being in the green usually means that WOD says you're ready for cardiovascular exertions. So with that in mind, we're going to lower the volume a little bit, lower the duration of the movements that we're doing. So for example, we're going to do a shorter Metcon. Well, I say short, but then it ends up being about 12 minutes. And then we're going to do some strength-based stuff. So here I am warming up with 135. Just kind of trying to pause for a second on the bottom, go ATG, if you will. I've also got my Captain Rex stance socks on for you Clone Wars fans out there. This is heavy 3 reps at 225. Not much to say here, just want to make sure I hit depth. Feeling strong in this moment, feeling mostly good. I've been lifting a lot on the turf. The ground, I don't know if you can tell, but the ground's a little uneven, and so you might see my foot wobble some. We're gonna load 285 on the bar. And this is something I like to do just to practice. It's a knees over toes guy movement. I don't even know what it's called, but he does it, so I do it. Probably shouldn't have put a ton of tension on my knee before squatting heavy, because what you're gonna see is this. I'm gonna go for 3. And as I descend, there's going to be some pain right there at that moment. And so I decided maybe we're just going to rack it. Maybe we're going to call that a heavy single. Do a little bit of skill work. These are toes to rings. They were featured at the CrossFit Games in 2019. And I'm just going to do a few of those. I'm going to cut most of this out just to practice. I'm still not capable of a ring muscle up, so this is part of that. So far, my strain is a 5.2, which is not much. We're really just warming up a little bit. Gonna do some pull-ups as well. So the Metcon today, this is a really exciting one. 6 rounds for time, 12 calories on the air bike, 8 tire flips, and then we're gonna do a double kettlebell farmer's carry down and back. So I always like to stand on the bike at the beginning. I don't know what the logic of it is. For a while I thought that was stupid because I didn't want to burn out quick. And then I realized every single CrossFit Games athlete stands at the beginning just to get a little bit of momentum. I would say 80 to 90% of CrossFit Games athletes stand in those first few calories. And so I did have a coach tell me, you don't really want to burn out your quads, better to stay seated. But I find, anecdotally, I find that it works better for me. So there's 12 calories done in 32 seconds. What you're going to see is I'm going to do 2 and then turn around and then do 2 in the other direction for a total of 8 reps. I don't know exactly how heavy this tire is, so I took a picture of it close up. Maybe one of you can help me identify. No idea how much weight this is. It could be really light. It could be heavy. All I know is it's a tire and it's what we've got, so it's what I used. And I'm trying very much to use my legs here. I'm also alternating the leg that I step forward on at the end of the movement. So I try to lunge a little bit and then push the tire out in front of me, using just as much hip drive like a kettlebell swing as I am pressing forward and outward with my arms and shoulders. And here we go, farmer's carry. I'm going to disappear for a second. Let's speed this one up. This is the distance of the field, by the way. Same distance as the sandbag carry from yesterday. 2 24 kilogram kettlebells, which I think is 35 pounds each. And that's 158 on the first round. Had to raise the seat up a little bit. I wasn't quite as efficient on the bike calories because of it, so let's pull that up and see if it makes a difference. It was pretty hot yesterday. It was even hotter today. I want to say we were 92, 93. I'll double check. You can't see it, but there is sweat dripping off of me, even now, just in the first round. Excuse me. Just like the rowing, I tried to descend in terms of RPM. Excuse me, ascend. I want to bike at a faster pace towards the end. I don't remember exactly where I ended up for the first few rounds, but I know in the last round I pushed it up to 72, and then a big final push to 80, 85, 90 for those last 3, 4, 5 calories. The tire flips could be more efficient. I think that, I was interested in staying near the camera, so I tried not to go too far, but I think I would have made better time if I had gone down the field all the way and then back the field, just because there's less transitions. Walking around the tire was a huge amount of time loss. Theoretically, I could have stepped over it or maybe ran around it, so maybe that's something I want to bookmark for next time. Probably using that as an excuse, to be honest, to get a little bit lazy and just not modifying it or changing it. So I want to walk around the tire with a little more urgency in the future. And you know what? Those kettlebells didn't seem too heavy when I first picked them up, but I was a little tired today. There's going to be some controversy later between my Whoop and my Apple Watch heart rate recordings. I'll show you those when we get to it shortly. But for now, just know that I am putting in near maximal effort right now. Really trying to get the most stimulus that I can out of this one. You can see my dog River right now in the background, sunbathing a little bit. He is a Husky Lab mix, and I love him very much. He's a scoundrel. He's mangy. He's wild. These are my Nike Metcon 7 by you. So had these custom ordered through Nike's app. Love them very, very much. Nike has never made a black and gum colorway as like a release colorway as far as I'm aware. And I was very, very excited about the 7. I very, very much wanted a black and gum, so I went ahead and just made it. A little bit of white detailing there on the shoe, no big deal. And last 2 tire flips. You can see my Edward Cullen skin shining in the rays of sunlight. Golly, that's part of the reason I take this shirt off. Here we go again with the kettlebells. So technically speaking, at this moment, we are about halfway through. You'd be halfway through the tire flips to be halfway through the work. Well, excuse me, we need to finish that 3rd round, so almost there, almost halfway through. When I wrote it for 6 rounds, I was thinking that the tire flips wouldn't take too long. If I could rewrite it, I'd probably do 3, just because I'm looking at that timer and I'm looking at the rounds and I'm thinking about how I felt right there. And I'm also watching myself and I'm thinking that I probably could have gone faster. So I think if I was going to rewrite this workout, I would do a heavier kettlebell. I would be quicker on the tire flip transitions, and I would just do 3 rounds and really hammer it. And then potentially finish in 6, maybe 5.5 with that speed, with that intensity. The gym that I'm at is called Pop's Gym in Fort Worth. They're not strictly a CrossFit gym, but I find that I'm able to do almost everything I want to get done, and they've been great to me, so shout out to Pops. And you know what? I'm remembering how these tire flips felt, and I'm thinking that there's really no reason I should be going that slow, because they felt easy. And I think what ends up happening is I come off the bike, and I'm just naturally wanting to be lazy and recover a little bit, but I don't need to. I can recover on the farmer's carry? I guess not. I still say more intensity needed on those tire flips. Coach said in 7th grade, never lean over on your legs like that. Always stand straight up, get more oxygen into your lungs. I'm pretty sure that's controversial now. I'm not sure what the current research says. But that was my cross-country coach. Mind you, I was not a team sports athlete. Wasn't much of an athlete, to be honest. Here comes Pasty, finishing out round number 4. So now my calories should be clocking in around 65-70 RPM. Yep. I wonder what, because strictly speaking, a classic CrossFit triplet should be monostructural movement, which in this case would be the air bike, some kind of cardio, quote unquote, some sort of weightlifting movement, some object, some heavy load, which in this case would be the tire flips and or the farmer's carry. And then theoretically, the third thing would need to be some kind of skill or primarily a gymnastic movement, and I did not do that in this case. We kind of did 2 weightlifting style movements. However, wow, excuse me, the kettlebells is kind of a skill thing. I mean, I guess with a farmer's carry, you just kind of run it and gun it. What slow transitions. I truly do not remember feeling that slow or tired. But I guess I was, because I'm sure I'm going to breathe here. Oh, no. Good man. Okay. So here's that heart rate data I was talking about. Whoop says I capped out at 175. Apple Watch says 195. And from what I know about what Whoop has recorded for me in the past, 195 should bring me up to an 11, a 12, maybe even a 13 strain, especially because that Apple Watch data is showing hitting 190, 185 at a few different moments. So still a little frustrated with the accuracy on the Whoop. And here we go into the last round. And in my brain right now, I'm thinking, can I hit sub 12? And I'm pretty sure that I can't. I'm a full minute behind the 2-minute per round pace. I finished the first round in just under 2 minutes. And if I had stayed at that 2-minute pace, I should have finished the 5th round at 10 minutes, meaning that I've added 15 to 20 seconds each time. And I'm checking the clock over my shoulder. I can't really see it from there. And I'm thinking sub 12, and I'm realizing it's not going to be possible. So then I'm thinking, okay, maybe just sub 13, maybe sub 12:30 would be awesome. So I'm going to sprint here. And I get distracted by this guy. Come on, man. Final round. Stay focused, Bo. Faster. Yeah, the tire flips are disappointing. I guess coming off the bike, the lungs are just not there. It's crazy to watch it in hindsight. It's part of the reason I'm doing this. Really just want to improve my game as much as possible. There we go. Did I skip a rep? Let's roll that back. I might have skipped a tire flip. 12:42. I did not finish sub 12:30. I did not finish sub 12. I did finish sub 13. So, there we go. Thanks again.
I really wanted to do this as a kid, and I really just could not. Woo! Almost.
Get on the ground now!
Okay. And now we go again. We do another rep. You ready? Okay, that one hurt a little bit. Ready?